There are certain things, certain notions that we identify with, and certain notions which we definitely don't identify with. This is our sense of self, this is our ego sense. It's who we think we are. It's something that we're constantly feeding. Sometimes we contradict our own sense of who we are, who we think we are. And this can cause quite a lot of distress, at least in ourselves. You might have some kind of compulsive behaviour. I'm thinking of a well-known television personality. Her name was Lady Isobel Barnett. And she was a very well-educated, very cultured lady. But she was a kleptomaniac. She stole things from shops, just trivial things. There was clearly some deep need here, which was completely at odds with the sort of person which she felt she was and the sort of person that she seemed to be. And of course this was splashed all over the British tabloids at the time when she was convicted of stealing a packet of biscuits or something from a corner shop. And she killed herself. So what was this deep compulsion? I suppose a more current version of this is the number of adults, usually men, possibly family men, very respectable men, but they have this inclination to look at child pornography. The numbers seem to be huge. We hear about people that sell this stuff online being busted, the companies are busted, and they've got the client list, people that have actually given their credit card details for this material. And there's thousands of them, tens of thousands of customers. It's obviously a very lucrative business, and otherwise decent people, decent men, have this compulsion to look at this stuff. I'm assuming that they're decent men. I'm sure they feel they are. They feel that they're decent men, and yet they've got this compulsion to look at the most disturbing stuff which involves the suffering of children. What is it addressing? What are these needs addressing? What are these compulsions which are of the form of some kind of psychological, emotional, sexual need? What are they addressing? What are these needs addressing? So they're very powerful, and they cause some severe disturbance in our character because we don't like to say that this is us, but it clearly is. Many people have got some very unsavoury aspects to their character, and they don't like to admit it because they like to say, I am not this, but they clearly are. All these notions, like I am this and I am not this, are not independent of consciousness. So all these notions of I am this, I am not this, is actually consciousness in operation. Consciousness is like space, a void. How can delusion exist in it? Hence there is neither delusion nor the deluded, neither confusion nor the confused. All these seem to arise because one does not clearly perceive the truth. See this. Remain at peace and silence. This is Nirvana. So all these seem to arise because one does not clearly perceive the truth. Well, you would think that is confusion, we could call that confusion. But rather than see this paragraph as a logical statement, a philosophical statement, it's actually a process. This paragraph is a process. It's the process of inquiry here. It's a process of looking at what we identify with and what we don't identify with. I am this, I am not this. Where's that coming from? It's coming from our consciousness. But consciousness is like space. It allows everything to arise within it. So how can it be deluded? This is the consciousness we get in touch with. Everything is the play of consciousness. So there cannot be any confusion. There's only not realizing this. So see this. And once you see it, there's no more agitation. Remain at peace and silence. This is Nirvana. The very thing with which you entertain the notion of egosense enables you in the twinkling of an eye to realise the non-existence of the egosense. It's what's doing the identifying. To see this, we need to step back from the identification. We need to step back from the drama of our emotions, from the pain, even from the psychological pain. We need to step back from that and look at or examine what is feeling this pain. It might be difficult to go beyond that pain, but what we do is not scratch it. Don't scratch that pain. Don't feed it with its stories. And when that pain's not there, then we have a clearer perception. Once we've gone beyond that pain, we realise the non-existence of the egosense. Then you'll go beyond this ocean of samsara. He attains the highest state who is able thus to conquer his own nature. This nature is driven by our pain. He is a hero. He who is able to overcome the 6 enemies, lust, anger, greed, etc., is a great man. Others are donkeys in human garb. So these 6 enemies are a list of the obvious things. Sometimes it's a list of 7, 10, 100 even. But these are the things, these are the gut feelings. These are the feelings I was talking about earlier. These are what needs to be overcome. He who is able to overcome the notions that arise in the mind is a man, purusha. He is a man of wisdom. The purusha is the self with a capital S. So we could say a man, a true man, a purusha, is the realizer of the self. And we need to be in touch with these very deep emotions, lust, anger, greed, etc., and see through them, see beyond them, break their driving force,